Welcome back to the Mike Francesa Show. We are with California Chrome, who did not attain the Triple Crown on Saturdays. You lost at the Belmont. I see you sporting an LA Kings jersey there.
Yeah, man, I fell in love with the team when I won the Santa Anita Derby. I mean, maybe they can do what I couldn't.
You're going to have to get past the Rangers there first, sport. Chrome, it's been reported that your stud fee has dropped from $100,000 to just being paid in carrots. How are you hanging in there?
Not great.
Don't you stud up to 15 times a day if you do win?
Oh, please don't remind me. You know how hard it is to get off with a hoof for a hand?
Well, slow down there, Chrome. This is a family show. And good luck avoiding the glue factory, though. We'll take a call on line 4. It's the box score. Starts right now.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Collins for box score.
Hello and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles. They are the Danettes in Milford, Connecticut. Guys, the wheel of punishment was spun on Friday and Saturday. Paulie and Fritzy watched helplessly as California Chrome faded into the pack. Fritzy, did you take the loss the hardest?
I took it pretty hard. I wasn't sure how Paulie was going to react. He handles most things a lot better than I do, as do all the Danettes. But I was pretty devastated, not knowing fully what to expect this coming Friday and the humiliation, embarrassment that's awaiting. But I haven't had a wheel of punishment, so I'm long overdue for one. My daughter didn't take it very well. The family was trying to show some support, but it got ugly in the Fritz household when he did not finish in first place.
McLovin and Seton all smiles, but for some reason, McLovin, I think that maybe you wanted to get half naked for TV, am I right?
Well, actually, it's funny, Brock. If you really went inside my head, 0% of me wanted to take off my shirt and get body painted. 0 out of 100. But then this green jealous monster came into my head, where I was picturing Friday when everybody is going to be paying attention to Fritzy and Todd. And it dawned on me, like, what am I going to do? Light my hair on fire? I don't even know. So you had me spot on.
Cameras were rolling, actually, as you each watched the race. And let's take a look at how it all went down.
Woohoo! Yeah!
Second. No, go. Yay! You stink, Chrome.
Here he comes! Chrome! I think Chrome won! Not official! I think Chrome's going. I think Chrome by a head. No?
That's just so embarrassing. I really thought that California Chrome.
That's not.
That came in.
I just want to be clear, because I think a lot of people think we set up bits on the show. That's real, right, Fritzy?
That's
you
real.
were mistaken?
I had my Bronco Zubaz pants on. Anything with a horse I could find. I thought maybe that would bring some good luck, even though it didn't work out in the Super Bowl. Had the Bronco horse head on. Had a Go Chrome Go Santa Anita shirt on. And I'm cheering and I'm excited because I see this horse coming in and coming to the front, and what looked like California Chrome was winning, and I totally got confused, and it was obviously a horse other than California Chrome.
It was a brown horse, had hooves, and
It's unofficial. It's unofficial.
Wait, let's not want to hear the official
And so
word
your
that California
child
Chrome won.
screaming, crying in the background, that was real.
Yes, my 9-year-old daughter was hysterical crying, and she started saying things like, Dan could be mean, what are they going to do to you on Friday? I don't like the wheel of punishment, and she ran upstairs hysterical crying. My in-laws were there. She just made a total scene. It was just bad.
What I like even more, Broccoli, is that Seton and McLovin teaching their kids to revel in the misery misery and discomfort of others is really nice. As a father, I appreciate that.
Life lessons.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my kids are so young, they didn't really understand, but they could instinctively tell that Dad was incredibly happy, and like they could, like the weight on my shoulders, they could feel the weight come off. So they were just like, finally we get old Daddy back. He's not nervous, biting his nails all day.
Yeah, Kieran really had no idea what was going on there. He just wanted to know if his team was winning. I was like, buddy, this is really not teams right now, but I guess there kind of is. But at first I told him, I'm like, nah, pal, he really wanted California Chrome to win. And I said, I'm sorry, but the Chromes, as he kept saying, aren't winning. Are the California Chromes winning? But I'm like, pal, not really. But in the end, I was just like, yeah, don't worry, we won. Good guys won, pal.
Yeah, I wasn't with my kids. I was in New York City with my wife. But we almost missed the race. We were trying to check in this hotel. I'm like, we really need our room key. I got to get upstairs. And I look over at the hotel bar, and I'm like, we got to make a decision. Do we go upstairs? Do we go over there? So we ran upstairs and watched it. But I almost missed the race.
Well, kudos to the front row and McLovin for great video quality. Fritzy, what'd you film yours on? Super 8?
Yeah, I'm living in a very antiquated technical system, and I'm just glad that you're able to even get the audio of that, even if the video was a little dark in the family room there.
Well, cameras will be rolling on Friday. The boss said that having hair on your body wouldn't be ideal for the painter. Fritzy, any plans to manscape, and could you please show us what the painter might be dealing with on Friday?
Yeah, I thought about that. I do have there's definitely some tufts of hair going on here. I don't have like the big hairy back that the guys have said I've had in the past, but there's enough hair there where it can be uncomfortable. And if we're gonna do this, I'm gonna have to look into doing some type of razor scaping of some sort, because I don't know if the Dollar Shave Club's gonna be able to handle this. Hopefully it will.
That's a club I would not want to be in.
It's going to cost many dollars. Yeah, that's we got something going on over
there. Sorry, Chewy. Nobody took the loss harder than California Chrome himself. Horse trainer Doug O'Neill joined the show and gave us perspective on how the horse might be feeling.
I'm sure that he's angry and pissed and not happy with the fact
Wait. Do you think the horse is angry today?
I think he's a little bit upset, yeah. I mean, he was used to the 6 previous races. He was getting pictures taken. I do think in his own little horsey mind, he's bummed.
Do you think the other horses are kind of talking behind his back today?
He choked. You know, a couple of those other guys, he totally choked.
You know what that reminds me of, Seton? Do you guys remember the movie Best in Show? And the dogs are out there at the Westminster Dog Show. All of a sudden, Fred Willard, the do you think he's upset? Do you think he knows he's on the big stage? Yeah. And the British guy goes, I think he knows it's a very special moment. And Fred Willard's like, yeah, how much do you think I bench press? Seriously. That's what it reminded me of. Does the horse know he won?
Speaking of failed efforts, Paulie, what is the deal with the white pocket on your shirt and that white bracelet that you have today?
Wow, the shirts I just bought, I like it. The bracelet was my daughter and I went to a store and got them for a couple of the family members, and I got a couple for myself that my daughter picked out. I know I'm setting myself up for a beating with this crew, and I understand it, but what the hell?
Does it have some sort of athletic value? Like, is it a gravity wrist?
Like
one of those,
like those necklaces?
Yeah, there's something to make you a better tennis player? What's going on?
I know this doesn't work. Unlike those people who buy those things that think they're going to have better balance and all that BS.
It's the puka shells underneath Paul's shirt that you can't see. That's
they'll be unveiled later in the
Are
week.
there blonde tips in the near future?
Yeah, I got a rope belt on the order.
Okay, coming up, Seton previews his hot date with the boss this week, and Fritzy creeps out the man cave once again. Stay tuned.
Taken on by Kopitar. Kopitar to the back. Mitchell again.
Dustin Brown. He gets inside position on Ryan McDonough. Stick down right out of midair. No chance for Henrik Lundqvist. Right between the legs. And an overtime winner.
Welcome back to the Box Score, Seton. That's the kind of excitement you're in store for on Wednesdays. You head to Madison Square Garden with the boss. How bad are you boys going to be hurting on Thursday morning?
Man, that's a good question. I definitely see it as some type of studio sleepover situation for me, anyway. I'm not sure about the boss, but that usually I think if I'm buying beer, Dan might go a little heavy here and have a night out. So it should be interesting Thursday morning.
What's really going to be interesting, Brock, is that sometimes you watch sporting events, they'll show people from the network. You know, we're on NBC Sports Network as well. So if the NBC cameras and Doc Emmerich says, hey, there's our buddy Dan Patrick, and Seton could be sitting right next to him. He could get some national airtime.
It's sports radio icon Dan Patrick and his producer sitting next to him, Seaman. Great. It's kind of the luck that I have. Hey, there's a Seaman.
Very good name.
Hey, look, they're on the Kiss Cam. Al Michaels, a huge hockey fan. Paul, is he now the official DP Show hockey correspondent?
He really is. We joked about that last week, and I sent a note, I think, sometime this weekend. Why don't we just have Al Michaels back on and talk a little hockey? And the guy is a sure thing on sports radio. We didn't really have a game plan with him today. We're going to ask one or two questions about the hockey, and then I think Dan asked a question about the oddest place he's watched a game or done a game, and we got some great stories out of him.
I'm almost positive that the Most Interesting Man in the World campaign was actually modeled after Al Michaels. He pretty much cements that he's the coolest dude in the world every time he comes out.
At all times.
Al was at the Stanley Cup Final on Saturday and shared this story with you guys when he was on the show today.
I have to bust somebody's chops, and you're going to love this. Our good friend, Pat Hayden.
Yeah.
The athletic director at USC. So I go to the game the other night, right, and he's up in a luxury suite. I then email him yesterday, and I say, how great is hockey? I said, don't tell me you left before the end. He sends back a one-word answer, yep. To me, Dr. Nikias has to suspend Pat Hayden for 6 months. Pat Hayden left that game before Dustin Brown won it in overtime.
Wow. See, this gets so hard of a big issue. I feel like hockey fans have a little bit of that soccer fan thing going on, where they always have to promote their sport and they always have a radar out for how much other people are watching their sport. Like, you never see, like, I'm a big football and basketball fan. I'd be like, Fritzy, did you watch the NBA game last night? If you didn't watch the NBA game last night, then you, yeah. So I don't understand that.
I like it. Even at the level of Pat Hayden and Al Michaels, bros call each other out when they leave a playoff game. That's old school bro material right there. And just because you're, the USC athletic director doesn't mean you're immune.
Al also shared a story about getting peed on. Fritzy, any experience in that department?
Wow.
I have my share of strange fantasies, but that I have not partaken in. I felt bad for Al hearing that story. As a sports legend, an icon like that, having to go through something like that is pretty awful. But no, I promise I will come back with full reports if I end up.
That is one of the most incredible stories we've actually ever heard on this show. I'm not sure if you guys can think of a weirder story.
And that he was comfortable enough to share that on national TV and radio.
A legend like Al Michaels.
Fritzy, you're an expert in one field, that's creepiness, and you asked the boss a question today that confirmed that.
Can you compliment the person giving you a massage, or is that inappropriate? You're supposed to just sit still.
Okay,
and
give
be
me
quiet.
an example of a compliment you would give.
I would say like, oh, just right there. Oh, that feels great. Oh wow, you must have been doing this a long time. Oh wait, just like that. That's perfect. Wow, that's good stuff. You have strong hands.
About mine?
Yeah, I thought it was a valid question. We were talking massages and things like that. And those are always a couple of things that come to mind. It's like, would you let your girlfriend or your wife get a massage by a man? And then when you're going through it, if you're enjoying it, hopefully it's pleasurable. Do you have to kind of stay totally still and quiet? Can you chat up the woman massaging you? Can you move around a little bit so she may accidentally hit certain spots?
Brock, you know what? One thing with Fritzy, sorry to interrupt Fritzy, but one thing Fritzy does, what I love about him, is that he'll suggest an awkward situation. Do you think it's okay to do this? Whenever he says that, you know he's done exactly that. It's like a tell.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm actually asking like if it's the room, if it's okay about something that I've already done, as opposed to what if I was going to do this in the future.
Up next, the guys strap in and once again battle for that all-important mock headline championship belt. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Box Score. It's that time again, boys. Another fat weekend of news from the world of sports and entertainment. Time to put your brains to the test as we bring Dan Nation another edition of
Mock Headline Battle Royale.
I give you a headline, you just need to give me a mock headline. All right, first headline, Rafael Nadal wins a record 9th French Open title. Let's start with the back row, McLovin.
I'm going to focus on the Djokovic vomiting, for lack of a better word. French miss, Djokovic loses match and lunch.
Front row, Paulie.
Well, I was going to go Take Me Out to Nadal game, but I didn't want to sing that. What a Djokovic. Nadal wins again.
Fritzy, what do you got?
I have Clay Watt, never a Nadal moment for victorious Rafa.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. And finally, Seton, your mock headline.
Clay's Aiken. Open idol pounds ginger quartz.
Bravo! Second headline, Richard Sherman named cover boy for Madden 15. Front row, Paulie.
You Madden, bro? Sherman gets EA cover.
Fritzy.
Don't you ever talk about Richard Sherman not being on the Madden cover.
Smattering of applause, Seton.
Phoner jams. Sherman happy after getting Madden call.
A new Jack swing on your nuts. And finally, McLovin.
This is pretty weak. Cover boy.
Man, that's good delivery, too.
Cover.
Great delivery.
Yeah, it's all in the delivery. Our third headline, California Chrome fails to win the Triple Crown. Fritzy, start us off.
Eating Chrome. Confident horse gallops away from history.
Seton, you're next.
This is actually, I'm attempting to steal from Paulie here. Triple frown, Chromie don't play that.
All right, well, we shall see how this unfolds. McLovin, what do you got?
It's off California Chrome. Thunder Chrome. 2 horses enter, 1 horse leaves.
Yes, dude.
Oh,
Good.
Well
Redeemed
done.
yourself.
Who runs mock headline town? And Paulie.
Fritzy, Seton stole mine, so I'm going to go with the audible. Mr. Gelding not saved by the bell.
Oh, nice!
Wow, Paulie Pat.
Oh, brings it back to the nut shot. Bravo. Finally, our last headline. Miss Nevada, Nia Sanchez, crowned as the new Miss USA. Front row, Seton.
Flirty Sanchez woos judges, wins crown.
Oh, give that guy the mustache. Fritzy.
I initially had Pretty Sanchez, Nia Dumps competition, but I'm going with
Oh, man.
I'm going with Silver State takes gold as fans yank their one-arm bandits.
Give the belt.
Oh.
Yeah. Right, Paulie, can you throw that towel in? I'm done. I'm done. Throw that in. I'm out.
Standing 8 count.
One-arm bandit.
Oh, is it Paulie?
I mean, I'm not going to try. Mine was Nia to the groin. Miss USA cup checks the competition, but I defer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, McLovin, you're up.
Fritzy, just give yours again.
Fritzy, what was that again?
Silver State takes gold as fans yank their one-arm bandits.
He actually did the motion.
The mock headline championship belt goes to Todd Fritz.
No pants, but needs a belt.
Oh, boy.
Handing it off to
Thanks,
George
sir.
the Animal Steel.
Very proud.
Coming up, we'll show you a rare and not so rare Danette moment. The box score returns right after this.
But Al Michaels.
Welcome back to the box score. Paulie, the World Cup gets underway on Thursday. Any plans for some Danette bonding during the games?
Interesting. Yeah, probably. I can always get Seton to go for some beers. He kind of likes some soccer. Dan likes beers more than soccer. I don't know if the other guys will be in. They're not big on soccer or beers, but I'll do my best.
We're a little late with this one, but I was thinking today that we should have done cups at the cup, sort of like we do drafts at the draft. There's still time to put together sort of a rough semblance.
I'm all in on a pool. If you guys want to throw some bets out there, Paulie, I'll get involved in
Maybe
that.
we could go Buffalo Wild Wings in New York City. They got a great new place down there.
Paulie, we could tell you were in a good mood because you were actually funny during the show.
The Kuwaitis trying to claw back. One of their players heard what they thought was the referee's whistle, only it wasn't. Kuwaitis, they would stand around, and France tacked on a 4th goal. There's your shellback moment of the week. Yes, Paul.
They couldn't Kuwait to get some shellback in.
Shellback rum. Please drink responsibly. That's a walk-off. That's it.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. That was one of those live reads where I was like, I'm not really sure what they're talking about. You know, I love Shellback, and I was listening. It's like, I like soccer, and I'm not really sure what's going on here, so I just threw it in there.
Yeah, there was somewhere between the copy they had written and Dan's translation of it. It wasn't exactly going the way that I think it was planned, and Paulie stepped in with a huge save there, which is nice.
Well, there are walk-offs and there are bombs. Fritzy, you were more hit than miss today, but your miss was pretty damn awful.
I think that's where McCann says, hey, check this. No, he knew what was going on. Yeah, Fritzy.
Maybe he can't deal with all the guilt and just felt like he had to come forward.
Thank you, Fritzy. Anything else you want to
Best
add?
and worst of the weekend.
Oh, best and worst of the weekend.
McCann deal with the guilt.
When you're not getting the laughs and Dan is very dismissive like that, I thought he wasn't going to say anything, but at least he said, thanks for that, whatever that was. But that was trying a little too hard. I was feeling my oats. I had said a few things earlier that got a decent laugh, and then I threw that in, and I probably should have not.
It was a heat check, right?
Yeah.
I think Fritzy tried a new technique there because usually there's just silence that follows one of his bombs. This time, Fritzy left his mic open and laughed at his own joke. That's new, okay? He's never done that one before, and I think it actually made things worse because to hear him sort of pseudo-giggling at his own joke and everybody else was like, dude, that sucked. It was just really opened the door to,
And when Steve says everybody else, he means everyone else on Earth.
All right, let's stop the punishment. Fritzy, who's on tomorrow, please?
Kenny Smith will join us from Turner Sports, NBA on TNT. Don Mattingly, Dodgers manager, will join us. And looking at the board, Will Ferrell, actor, comedian, and big-time LA Kings fan, will be part of the Tuesday edition as well. And we may hear from Dale Earnhardt Jr.
That'll be an awesome show. Thanks for watching The Box Score. Set your DVR or tune in weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, only on Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer. My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching The Box Score. Holy cow!